How's it going, everybody? My cup of tea here, back to the reaction video, and it's time to get started on watching some spooky, scary videos for October. Yay, yay. Now, I know I'm 9 days late into starting like some spooky video watching stuff, but I figure the best way to start this off is to watch some Pokemon horror scary things. And so today we're gonna be watching Pokemon's 50 creepiest Pokédex entries. Now, I know a few Pokemon entries, Gengar's, I think it's one of them, Mimikyu that you see at the bottom right there, some others, but I don't know about the vast majority of them. So let's see how creepy they really are, because the Pokédex be saying some crazy things in this kid's show. They be saying some crazy things in this Pokédex. Oh, and I'm probably gonna make a post on this later after I upload these videos, but suggest me some horror related stuff you want me to watch. It could be anything. I will check it and see where it goes from there. But yeah, let's start it.
Pokemon is a kid's game. I know most of you are old enough to vote. But hidden within the Pokedexes are some truly creepy and unsettling entries. I collected 50 of the creepiest, and the further into the video we go, the more unsettling they'll get.
I'll be the judge of that.
With the most disturbing of all. Bladeform Aegislash's shield entry says, once upon a time, a king with an Aegislash reigned over the land. His Pokemon eventually drained him of life, and his kingdom fell with him. Was the king cruel and the Aegislash did the world a service? Or was he benevolent and ended up slain by a Pokemon he considered a friend?
We'll never
a Pokemon unable to resist its murderous instincts. Runarigus's shield entry.
No, it's probably the first one. I mean, it's gold. It has to be like a good Pokemon.
Says, never touch its shadow-like body, or you'll be shown the horrific memories behind the picture carved into it.
Got it, won't touch it at all.
The picture on Runarigus's body is a dragon or snake, but its other dex entry mentions a curse woven into it, which I'm more curious about. Was the painter cursed, or did they curse the painting? Why? What happened?
I don't want to know,
because I'm not touching it. There is a way to find out, but only a horrific one. Kadabra's Fire Red entry says, it happened one morning. A boy with extrasensory powers awoke in bed, transformed into Kadabra. I mean, the idea of just waking up one morning and not being you anymore, instead being what is effectively an animal, it's pretty unsettling.
But he controls a spoon. He has a spoon in his hand. That's a great transformation right there.
And this next entry is in a similar vein. Yamask's black entry says, each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it, cry. Maybe the Kadabra boy's mind was altered to make him believe that he was always a Pokemon, and maybe he's content as a result. But with Yamask, we know they remember their old lives. We know they mourned their human bodies.
Yeah, they got that. I don't want to.
Instead, these people are doomed to spend an eternity as a little ghost Pokemon, carrying the face that was once theirs, but isn't anymore. Azelf's Legends Arceus entry says, the dreaded being of willpower. Legends tell of this Pokemon manipulating the will of its adversaries and turning them into puppets of its own. The Lake Trio are often viewed as gifts to humanity, giving them emotion, knowledge, and willpower. But getting on the bad side of dreaded Azelf, and it using its control over willpower to turn you into just what is essentially a zombie? What a horrible fate that would be. Parasec's Legends Arceus entry says, mushroom-lacking specimens of this Pokemon lie unmoving in the forest, lending credence to the hypothesis that the large mushroom is in control of Parasec's actions. Parasec's lore of being controlled by the mushroom is nothing new, that's its whole design basis, but the idea of finding the discarded bug bodies scattered about the forest is a grim reminder.
And I think
that whenever you see this Pokemon, you see nothing but a husk. I
think the one that was carrying the base of the mask, so they're like their human face, basically. I think that's still the most terrifying one so far that we've seen here.
Gross's Ultra Sun entry says, its intellect surpasses its previous level, resulting in battles so cruel they'll make you want to cover your eyes. For this video,
run that back, what?
Battles so cruel, they'll make you want to cover your eyes. For this video, I'm aiming for dex entries that are more creepy and unsettling, kind of like ghost story vibes, as opposed to ones that are just like brutal or violent, talking about crushing bones or draining body fluids.
Yeah, that's nothing.
If this video does well enough, maybe I'll make 50 most violent Pokedex entries. Despite that though, this Mega Metagross entry still fits into this creepy focused video because of the ambiguity. It goes into no details about how the cruelty is exacted, leaving it up to our imagination.
But when I find
as shown by this
cruel,
painting, the uncertainty of the darkness can be far more terrifying than seeing what lurks within it.
True.
A helping hand.
Yeah, I don't mess with the darkness stuff. I'm not scared of the dark. It's just I'm like, if I can avoid going to a dark area, I'm gonna avoid it. But Metagross, huh? Or Mega Metagross. I didn't think I had like a disturbing Pokemon entry. Okay. Or Pokédex entry. Okay. I'm trying to think. What's like something out? Blaziken. Watch Blaziken be on here. It's not. Even though I hate that Pokemon, it's not gonna be on here. What if it was though? That would just prove my agenda even more.
Victory Bell's red and blue entry said to live in huge colonies deep in jungles, although no one has ever returned from there. No one who has ever sought out a Victory Bell colony has lived to tell the tale.
Who's seeking out Victory Bell colonies?
This one is creepy enough on its own, but later on in the video, I'll show you another dex entry that makes this one even worse. Dusclops' Ruby entry says, Dusclops' body is completely hollow. There is nothing at all inside.
Ain't nothing.
It said that its body is like a black hole. This Pokemon will absorb anything into its body, but nothing will ever come back
got a little bit more creepy.
Dusclops is already spooky.
Like a Kirby.
When you think about how it's just a bandage-wrapped void, absorbing and ending creatures and people indiscriminately, gets even more sinister.
Yeah, he made a little bit worse.
Gigantamax Gengar's shield entry says it lays traps.
Nah, I don't even care what the Pokédex says. When I saw this in that one AMV battle, I forgot who Ash was fighting against. When I saw this terrifying Mega form, I'm like, nah, this has to go. This has to go. I don't care what the Pokédex says. This deserves to be on here off the face alone.
Even more sinister. Gigantamax Gengar's shield entry says it lays traps, hoping to steal the lives of those it catches. If you stand in front of its mouth, you'll hear your loved ones' voices. This is the first Gengar entry, and it will not be the last, but
of course not.
What a horrible fate. Losing your life, lured into the mouth of a Gigantamax Gengar, tricked into thinking that it has your loved ones captive? Or maybe it's not a trick at all. Gothitel's shield entry says, a criminal who was shown his fate by a Gothitelle went missing that same day and was never seen again.
A criminal who was shown his fate by... Okay, it's criminal. Yeah, we like that. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, that's a good one, right? That's a good one. Yeah, criminal who was shown his fate by a Gothitelle. I didn't even know that was a Pokemon, first off. Okay. Went missing. Yeah, that's
Other
fine.
Gothitelle entries discuss how it sees its trainer's lifespan and weeps, but this is the only dex entry where the person sees their fate and dies that same day.
It's that criminal.
Does
He said
seeing
criminal.
your demise cause it? Or, because he was a criminal, did Gothitelle show the man how Gothitelle itself would soon end him? Gorgeist Average Sizes sword entry says, eerie cries emanate from its body in the dead of night. The sounds are said to be the wails of spirits who are suffering in the afterlife. The pumpkin may look goofy, but apparently it's a window to hell. Malamar's Y entry says, it lures its prey close with hypnotic motions, then wraps its tentacles around it before finishing it off.
All right, that's the new Disturber one. This is the new Disturber one.
I know this is just its hunting technique and maybe could fit into the most violent dex entries instead, but just imagine it happening to you.
I don't want to.
Think about being hypnotized and walking straight to Malamar, forced to be ensnared and melted, helpless to fight back or even scream. Chandelure's shield entry says, in homes illuminated by Chandelure instead of lights, funerals were a constant occurrence. Or
his homes illuminated by Chandelure instead of lights, funerals.
So it said. People in that house probably died in a variety of horrible ways, all caused by Chandelure, watching from its perch, enjoying its consistent source of fuel.
But they got a chandelier watching me die. That's crazy. How dare you?
Grandpa's Ultra Sun entry says,
Grandpa?
if a child it has made friends with is bullied, Grandpa will find the bully's house and burn it to the ground.
That's great. That's a great one right there. Yeah, if a child has made friends with it, bully, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're fine with it. We like that. We like that here. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, you know, don't bully the child next time.
While Grandpa may appear sweet, it's actually a monster. Because imagine you're the parent of a badly behaved child, and you wake up in the middle of the night to your house on fire, having no idea why.
Hey, you gotta
and
control your child.
Of your family burned to death as a result.
See, that part, we're not gonna talk about that
Bullying is wrong.
We're gonna talk about that last part.
This is too far. Sliggoo's Sun entry says it has trouble drawing a line between friends and food.
Oh.
It will calmly try to melt and eat, even those it gets along well with.
Oh no, get away from me.
Imagine you wake up one morning and you find that your roommate's Sliggoo has melted and eaten him. Or worse, imagine that you wake up halfway through your own Sliggoo doing the same to you. What a horrible way to die.
We do not
Mischievous' Ultra Sun entry says, what gives meaning to its life is surprising others. If you set your ear against the red orbs around its neck, you can hear shrieking. Most of Mischievous' entries are lighthearted and talk about it playing tricks and causing mischief, but this one reveals something much more sinister.
What type of shrieking are we talking about?
What's inside those beads? Is it another trick? Or is someone trapped in there?
Maybe it's the shrieks of the people that played tricks on in the past. Yeah, we gotta think about it positive, you know?
M's Ultra Sun entry says, with its psychic powers, it rewrites its opponent's memories. You too may have already had your memories rewritten. Dex entries that talk directly to the player are always immediately unnerving, at least a bit, in my opinion, because it kind of breaks the fourth wall a bit, and they're pretty uncommon. But this one is exceptionally creepy, because it forces you to think about, what did you forget? What does Behem not want you to remember? Drifloon's Sun entry says, stories go that it grabs the hands of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children. Any Dex entry that discusses a Pokemon killing children is immediately pretty upsetting and is gonna be kind of high on my list. Drifloon is infamous for this. However, this one is not higher on the list simply because it dislikes heavy children is kind of funny. Drifloon has another Dex entry later in this video,
you're too heavy there, child. I can't.
To be honest, disturbs me a lot more. Duskull's Violet entry says, Duskull's victims suffer an intense chill as the Pokemon siphons their life force away, glaring at them with its bright red eye all the while. That single red eye. The last thing we'll ever see.
GFL 2 is a game that combines
the last thing I saw was an ad before my demise. Oh, okay, yep, we're gonna skip this real quick. And we're back.
Bayonet's Ruby entry says, Bayonet generates energy for laying strong curses by sticking pins into its own body. This Pokemon was originally a pitiful plush doll that was thrown away. Bayonet being a possessed doll is already creepy enough, but it's sticking pins into its own body? It's just, ugh. Palisand's Moon entry says, buried beneath the castle.
How is the sandcastle part of this video? I remember seeing this in my Pokemon Explained series I'm watching right now or doing. How is they're gonna tell me, but how is a sandcastle even remotely here? What did this sandcastle do?
Ugh. Palisand's Moon entry says, buried beneath the castle are masses of dried up bones from those whose vitality it has drained. This cute sandcastle Pokemon drains life out of people and then stores their bones to be used as weapons later.
Weapons for what?
All kinds of messed up. Shinnodic's Sun entry says, forests where Shinnodic live are treacherous to enter at night. People confused by its strange lights can never find their way home again.
I should have known this creepy
Fairy Pokemon are normally sweet and caring, but Shinnodic's confusion tactics literally end lives.
Get away
Ghastly's Ultra Moon entry says, poisonous gas comprises 95% of its body. It's said that the remaining 5% is made up of the souls of those who died from the gas. Souls forced to inhabit what killed them, and then likely kill more. What a terrible fate. Cacturn's Sapphire entry says, if a traveler is going through a desert in the thick of night, Cacturn will follow in a ragtag group. The Pokemon are biding their time, waiting for the traveler to tire.
Oh no, we get jumped by cactars.
Of moving. This would be a truly terrifying experience.
Cactuses?
You see the Cacturn behind you, look away, and you look back. The Cacturn are closer. Gengar's Moon entry says it apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the
I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that entry. I didn't know about that.
This one really upsets me. Not only does it reveal that Gengar is another former human, which is unnerving enough on its own, but unlike Yamask, which just wander in sadness, Gengars are serial killers.
Yep.
Futilely murdering people to do what? Create another body for itself? Create a child? Whatever it is, it's horrible. Hatterene's Violet entry says, beware of forests that show no signs of living creatures within.
I mean, because he's kind of cool, but like, if you look at this Pokédex, that man's a problem. That man's a demon.
Entry says, beware of forests that show no signs of living creatures within. You may have wandered into Hatterene's territory. Hatterene is so horrible that it has either killed or scared off every living creature in an entire forest.
Oh, well, when you put it that way.
If you find yourself there.
Wait a minute, if you put it that way, that's pretty crazy.
Haunter's Fire Red entry says, if you get the feeling of being watched in darkness when nobody is around, Haunter is there.
That's creepy.
Everyone hates the feeling of thinking you're being watched and knowing nothing's there, but there is something there. It's Haunter. And as we'll see in a later entry, it has plans for you.
I was gonna ask if he's just there and just watching me, and I don't know he's watching me, but I feel like somebody's watching me, and he's not bothering me, I think we're good. But now that he mentioned that right there, on his shoulder, I am concerned.
Cofagrigus' Black entry says, it has been said that they swallow those who get too close and turn them into mummies. They like to eat gold nuggets.
Thank you for
Allow
the fun
me to
fact
read you some excerpts from the Smithsonian website that explain how ancient Egyptians mummified dead people. The first step in the process was the removal of all internal parts that might decay rapidly. The brain was removed by carefully inserting special hooked instruments up through the nostrils. The embalmers then removed the organs of the abdomen and chest through a cut usually made on the left side of the abdomen. The embalmers next removed
Is this all happening while the person's alive?
Next,
the Pokemon?
the wrapping began.
I know, like, right here,
and the mummy
dead already.
was complete. Now imagine Cofagrigus doing that to you while you're still alive.
Okay, yep, he just confirmed
Blue Flower
what I was
Florges'
saying.
Scarlet entry says,
That's a new scary one. That's a new terrifying one. What is that? You're not beating Cofagrigus. I don't know the
passionate
Pokemon.
Florges will hunt down anyone who vandalizes its flower garden, showing no mercy, even if they beg.
Just won't mess with your flower garden. Goody, we're good.
As mentioned earlier, I tried to avoid having dex entries in this video that just talk about the Pokemon being brutal or vicious, but with this one, I had to include it. Because they have the line, even if they beg for their lives, that just makes Florges so much more terrifying. Disguised form Mimikyu's Ultra Moon entry says, a gust of wind revealed what hides under this Pokemon's rag to a passing trainer, who went home and died painfully that very night. There's another Mimikyu entry that says a scientist saw its true form and died from shock, but this one spells out that someone just walking along the road happened to look at the wrong place at the wrong time and died painfully as a result. It's horrible.
No.
Dusknoir's shield entry says, with the mouth on its belly, Dusknoir swallows its target whole. The soul is the only thing eaten. Dusknoir disgorges the body before departing. This is simply a horrifying image. It's one of the freakiest ways that a Pokemon can kill someone. Valamar's Scarlet entry says, its hypnotic powers are dangerously strong. Anyone who falls under Malamar's control loses their memories surrounding the event.
Wait, so now he can drain our fluids. He can hypnotize us to drain our fluids if he grabs with his tentacles. And now he can control us. Or he can make us lose our memories. That's what he's just playing with us. He's just playing with us if you
I already covered the horrible way in which Malamar kills its prey, but this one is worse. Another entry says there's an endless number of people who utilize Malamar for their nefarious deeds. Someone with a Malamar could control you and make you do horrible and heinous things, maybe to people you love, and you would be none the wiser. Gorgeist's Y.
And then when he's done with you, he just like basically tell to, dissolve you. If we use the Pokédex logic.
Entry says it enwraps its prey with its hair-like arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey.
It doesn't kill though, but that's terrifying.
Again,
that's disturbing.
This silly pumpkin is actually twisted. It sings joyfully as it watches suffering. It's messed up. Jellison's black entry says the fate of the ships and crew that wander into Jellison's habitat. All sunken, all lost, all vanished. Imagine you're a sailor on a ship sailing peacefully through the night, and you catch sight of a horde of ghostly specters in the water that end up dragging you and all of your crewmates and friends down to drown.
Cleaning without
yeah. Seeing those little big looking jellyfish Pokemon things. I wouldn't think they're so scary, but I don't know. I still think so far it's the Malamar. I think that's the most terrifying one to be seen so far because it has 3 entries. It has 3 entries already, or so far. Yeah, no, that's gonna be hard to beat for me. Victory Bell again.
Victory Bell's yellow entry says, lures prey with the sweet aroma of honey. Swallowed whole, the prey is melted in a day.
Yeah, that's pretty disturbing, but nah, I still got Malamar.
I told you I'd come back to it. People who go looking for these Victory Bell colonies, they end up melted. Lampent's shield entry says, it lurks in cities pretending to be a lamp. Once it finds someone whose death is near, it will trail quietly after that. Few things sound more terrifying than being followed by a Lampent, because it means that your life is about to end. Gotharita's sword entry says, it's said that when stars shine in the night sky, this Pokemon will spirit away sleeping children. Some call it the Witch of Punishment.
So this Pokemon got worse.
Other Gotharita entries discuss how it controls children to make friends for itself, which is upsetting enough. But this one says it spirits them away and gives it a terrifying nickname. Once Gotharita's playtime is over, what happens to the kids?
Okay, so we want the fully evolved version of this Pokemon. We don't want the pre-evolution because no.
Banette's Ultra Sun entry says it's a stuffed toy that was thrown away and became possessed. Ever searching for the one who threw it away.
Oh, I remember that Pokédex. Okay, I remember that one.
Revenge. Banette's already freaky enough, but it's searching for the one that threw it away. Imagine you're an adult and a doll that you pitched decades ago shows up to your door to try to kill you.
What game is this?
Darkrai does not have a dex entry in this video, but I did consider it because it causing nightmares is pretty creepy. But then I found this Masharna dex entry and realized that Darkrai can't quite measure up. Masharna's sword entry says, when dark mists emanate from its body, don't get too near. If you do, your nightmares will become reality.
Okay, Freddy Krueger.
Think about all the terrible nightmares you've had, from your teeth falling out to being chased by a monster to your loved ones dying. Masharna makes all of that real.
That's
you
disturbing.
Can't wake up from those nightmares. We've now reached the top 10. What I believe to be the creepiest Pokedex entries.
Let's get top 10, Tom. Let's see what's going on.
Franchise.
Let's see how crazy it
Hypno's
gets.
Fire Red entry says it carries a pendulum-like device. There was once an incident in which it took away a child it hypnotized.
Forgot about Hypno.
This is a pretty infamous entry, and for good reason. Hypno, a creepy Pokemon already, kidnapped a child. Its fate unknown. Ready, kidnapped a child.
Oh, Hypno, that's a good effect.
Its fate unknown. Phantom's Sun entry says, these Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died in the forest.
Oh no.
Their cries sound like eerie screams.
Oh no, get this away from me.
Dead
I
children's
hate
stories
hearing creepy children's screams and
creepy. but phantom sounding, like the shrieks of the dying child that it is, makes it so much worse. Haunters.
No, I promise you, the most terrifying things when you're playing a game or watching movies are the sounds of children when you should not be hearing the sounds of children. That's the most terrifying thing. Singing, la 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 la. Anything. Joy, even if they're having fun, it sounds terrifying if you're in a horror situation, a scary situation. That's one of the most terrifying things to hear.
Yellow entry.
And I unplugged my headphones. Darn you, Haunter. The most terrifying things to hear.
He says, by licking, it saps the victim's life. It causes shaking that won't stop until the victim's demise.
I mean, that's just
as mentioned earlier, if you feel you're being watched,
in the past,
Haunter is there, stalking you, planning to, with just one lick,
oh yeah, he did
cause
mention
you
that, yeah.
a horrible, convulsing death. Duskull's Scarlet entry says, in the dead of night, these Pokemon wander through towns in search of children, whose vital energy is a Duskull's favorite food.
Oh no.
I picture a poor, innocent kid staring into Duskull's single red eye as they slowly die. Frostlass's Sun entry says, when it finds humans or Pokemon it likes, it freezes them and takes them to its chilly den, where they become decorations.
Oh, you're just messed up.
I will never forget playing Pokemon Sun for the first time, entering Lucamine's sanctum, and being horrified by the frozen Pokemon.
That's wild. Pikachu, and we just having a Pokemon battle in there? Nah, I am 911, or 119 Japan. I'm calling the cops. You need to go, lady and Pokemon. You need to go. This is not a good thing to be just having Pokemon frozen in your little stupid Pokemon gym. No.
Is doing this exact same thing, and it's creepy no matter who does it. Parasec's Crystal entry says, when nothing's left to extract from the bug, the mushrooms on its back leave spores on the bug's egg. I had never seen this entry before writing this video, and it honestly freaked me out. Like, of course I know about Parasec's lore and that Paras exists, it already has the mushrooms on it, but the way this presents it, the mushroom will never let them escape, even the next generation. It dooms the babies, and that's
to your children.
It's just really unsettling that this species is trapped forever. This next entry is the other drifloon one, and I had never encountered it before writing this video, and maybe it's recency bias, but I think this one is far more disturbing than any other drifloon entry. Drifloon's Moon entry says, if for some reason its body bursts, its soul spills out with a screaming sound. I don't know what else, I don't know what to add here. It's just, ugh. Glalie Sapphire.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty disturbing, but I don't think it should be that high up on the list, I think, compared to what we just heard so far. Now, if it was a sound of a screaming child in there, because we heard that drifloon do abduct children, yeah, I can see why he put it up there. I mean, that might be why he put it up there. Who knows, but okay.
Fire entry says, Glalie has the ability to freely control ice.
Okay, yeah.
For example, it can instantly freeze its foe solid.
Yeah.
After immobilizing its foe in ice, this Pokemon enjoys eating it in leisurely fashion. Glalie's victims are frozen, but not explicitly killed. That means they could still be conscious while they're being eaten leisurely, forced to suffer for who knows how long. Gengar's Sun entry says, should you feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, it is evidence of an approaching Gengar. There is no escaping.
No escaping.
Give up. Remember how I said that Dex entries that talk directly to the reader are pretty unnerving? It doesn't get freakier than this.
Okay. That's pretty freaking. I think the Disturber one so far might be... I'm trying to think, who could be number one? At first I thought it would be like the Kangaskhan, the Pokemon where it's like hops into like the... No, not him. Cubone. I thought it might be Cubone because it wears the skull of his dead mom, but I don't think that would be like... I mean, that is kind of creepy, but I think there might be creepier stuff out there. I think. Any scary Pokemon out there? Not Buzzwolf. Buzz. Guzzler? No, it just eats everything it sees. I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep it going.
The Pokedex is straight up telling people to give up and die. It is hard to imagine a Pokedex entry that's creepier than that.
Pokedex said, yeah, nah, put your life down.
But there is one. Litwick's Shield entry.
Litwick? A candle? The candle's number 1? The candle. Ludwig is number 1? Oh yeah, I gotta hear it is. What?
Says, the younger the life this Pokemon absorbs, the brighter and eerier the flame on its head burns. All the dex entries where Pokemon kill kids are disturbing, but none explicitly say that the younger the child is, the more the Pokemon likes it. Litwick is the creepiest
is that what it said?
This Pokemon absorbs, the brighter and eerier the flame is the creepiest more the Pokemon likes it.
Litwick
that's pretty messed up. Pokemon out there.
That's quite messed up.
And to be honest, most f***ed up. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my video about all the crazy dex entries they added in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Some of them are creepy, like in this video, but others are weird, interesting, or just kind of funny.
What are you doing in it?
Okay, why we let this Vanguard ad play out? Yeah, so I was gonna go back and see all the other Pokemon and see which ones have the creepiest or the scariest Pokédex. But when you're killing, I'm sorry, when you're self-deleting, no, I could say that. When you're killing young children, you enter a different tier. And this Litwick Pokemon, the younger they are, the higher the flame goes, or the lighter the flame goes. That's just some very messed up implications. Oh, wait, no, wait, hold on, stop it. Yeah, but that's some really messed up implications, like, oh, wait a minute. How young of a person did you, like, take out, Litwick? Why are your lights so bright? That's pretty messed up, because I think I was going to go with either the Ice Pokemon or the Malamar, the Pokemon that can, like, hypnotize people, and, like, if you get too close to it, it drains you. I'm gonna say one of those two, but then Litwick showed up and said, "Yeah, I'm about to change up the entire game." Yeah, that is, that wins. That wins. Yeah, that definitely wins. Okay, well, you know, I always knew Pokemon has some pretty interesting and disturbing Pokédex entries in the series, but hearing how some of these Pokemon, including Gengar, would be like, "Yeah, you give up." Me? You point at me? Like, you talking about you, like the character in the game? Nah, you, the person who's playing this game right now. If you see me coming, if you hear me coming, give up. Don't resist. You're gonna die. Whoa, well, let's not break the fourth wall here. Now you're scaring me in real life. No, but yeah, Pokemon, what a crazy series, huh? What a crazy series. You know, it's a good thing the anime doesn't take some of these Pokédex entries as like real, because Pokemon in the anime probably a very different story, very different type of anime. Or yeah, honestly, you could probably make a Pokemon horror anime if you really wanted to, or a horror game if you wanted to, because they got a lot of inspiration to take from. They got a lot of stuff they could take from to make a Pokemon horror game / anime or a movie. I could see it. I could definitely see it. Definitely see it, but that would never happen. But yeah, thank you so much. Hold on, let me move up real quick. Man DJ TV. So I'm pretty sure I watched his video on the Pokemon types, like the weakness, like what's better against what, a while back. That was very informative. Steel messes with my brain. Not Steel. No, yeah, Steel kind of messes with my brain sometimes. Like what is like resistant to. But that's not important. But thank you so much. He might have another video, like a horror type video, this month, because I watched this is 11 months ago, so he might have a new one. Thank you, Kiryu. Sometime this month, so I might check that out. But we're going to head out of here now. Got some more videos I want to check out, so hope you enjoyed my reaction, and thank you for watching. Macapathy is out of here. This is everybody. Candles, chandeliers. What's going on here? Mushrooms, things that should not be terrifying. It's terrifying in the Pokemon world. Why? Why? Why, Pokemon? Why do you do this? Why do you do this?